I tell AI, do an image in the style of Annie? I don't think the AI would have a clue unless I was able to show a series of photos, but how do I do that?
Well, before I get into my answer for that, I think Mark could tell you better than I can with that, because I feel the way you do, but I don't take it seriously because I'm looking for it for another reason. I'll get into that in a minute. But maybe Mark could give you a better answer than I can.
Yeah. So are you doing it on Midjourney?
No, I haven't. I tried Midjourney once, and the result was absolutely catastrophic. I mean,
let's see it. That might be the
vision I had. No, Midjourney for free, you cannot download. But I mean, the vision of Midjourney was very boring compared to what I had in mind. And I tried to correct it several times, and it got worse and worse to where the image was a mess. So obviously prompting is key.
Yeah, prompting is key.
Yeah, and I obviously wasn't doing a very good job of prompting, because the original image that Midjourney delivered to me, it wasn't trying to copy a style or anything. It's an image I have in mind, but I don't have the images for it. So I thought, well, okay, I'll create that. And what came was extremely boring. I mean, the stuff I've seen is really incredible, but not what I asked Midjourney. So, and it wasn't in a specific style. It was trying to work on an image that I have in my mind that I cannot accomplish of my own.
Yeah, in Midjourney, you have the ability to create what are called mood boards. And like I just did a thing for Robert where I created several different mood boards, and you load it with images that represent your style, and it gives you a reference number that you plug into your prompt. So, let's say I want to create the Mona Lisa, and you plug the prompt in and it goes to that mood board, looks at all those images and creates something in that style. And you can create several mood boards, like the little thing I did for Robert last week.
Well, you'll see that, because that's one of the things I'm going to show. So it's a different kind of thing that I requested, which you'll understand in a bit, but sorry to interrupt, Mark.
No worries. No worries. The only thing I wanted to add is I created like 3 different mood boards for doing this thing for Robert. Anytime you want to do something that's very specific to what you want, then, the best thing to do is create a mood board, and name it appropriately, like style for Robert Farber #1, stuff like that.
So I'm really involved more in the marketing aspects and how I could use it. And this is really what you're originally here for. One is for your visual sense, to develop a style, to think out of the box. And what I want to share with you is having to do with really marketing, to getting yourself out there, to making something happen with your images, and to look to other places for revenue, for recognition. So AI, when I first saw it, and I continue to see things that really turn me off with it, but I've seen things that are really great. And what I've seen as visually that's really great, having to do with style, are actually some things that you folks have been doing with this assignment. But if you feel that you could use this in a different way, well, I want to show you, as far as marketing or ideas, that I'm using it as a tool that helps me at this point in my career, or at any point in your career when you have images that you're proud of and you want to make happen. And here is something that that led to us creating a number of things as far as ideas for licensing and marketing with the images. So with that, we went based on, and we created in the studio a number of things to then present to different clients or potentially down the road. So here you click on a deterioration series, or you could see this kind of a bag that's done, or the way they could apply my nudes to, in this case, a woman's handbag, or the deterioration series, or the nudes to other type of bags, and all these things. And we did all that handwork in the studio using Photoshop and the way it was done. And so we created this whole process in ways in order to present it. And of course, the thing with the, even with this really great French designer who did the furniture, who I knew, to create this with the images on here. So this is the use of that same pattern that I did on the Fabergé Big Egg Hunt to put it on fabric and show the application for. And now I discovered something new because of what Mark did. And basically, this is an example of it. And I'll show you, and I'll go through the same thing I just went through.
We talked about this one, Robert, with Russ's.
Yeah, that is that Russ, you created that, and I saw it. That's sensational. That one.
Yeah,
Russ, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I think this is so far looking from anything that you see with AI. It's so, it's really just a beautiful, elegant portrait of a nude. And aside from the fact that the painting, the similarity, but tell us about it.
Yeah, actually, in the comments itself, everyone's interested. I put the prompt, and like Mark would say, like Midjourney doesn't do nudes. In fact, don't even do bikinis. It'll prompt you, it'll stop you from doing that. There is another site that I posted in there that will allow you to do nudes, and I basically said that I'm looking for a new woman sitting in a chair and with an antique fireplace library, try to give like a storyboard of what I'm trying to capture. And this was one of the images that came out. Like I said, I was very surprised that, and like Robert mentioned, that it is almost very similarity of the painting above the fireplace with the proposing of the per model. This is all AI. There's no photographs were added to this.
Or is it, how do you feel about your results, in other words? Is it just an experiment and you're ready to just go back to your photography as it has been? Or would you continue playing with AI, experimenting?
I created light shows in the 1960s for rock concerts. So this one is where I am. I like to push the limits. So yeah, I would put these in my portfolio.
Was it satisfying? This is quite interesting. This buff. Tell us about this one.
Well, it was one of my photos that I went in and I used Photoshop and just AI'd it with. It depends what kind of prompt, because I tried just putting buffalo in there and things, and that gave me buffaloes from all over the world. So I had to go in and put American buffalo, and that changed it to more of a American buffalo as opposed to a water buffalo.
This is why I have a problem with it, because I happen to love the image. I think it's great. If there wasn't such a thing as Photoshop and AI, and I looked at it and said, wow, that's a powerful image. So right now I have to step away from it, and that's why I can't be a judge of it.
It changes the whole dynamics.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great
original photo.
image. If you made this into a 4060 and put it into a gallery that carries Western art, and you take some of the things, because I remember some of your other Western things, you send them this, showing in an environment as like a 40 by 60 print, and they carry Western art, they say, wow, this is powerful. Let me see your work. So in that sense, it's great. So I'm just looking at things once again, getting yourself out there to use it as an advantage to it. And the bottom line is, are you a photographer, a digital computer imaging, whatever. But as far as a piece of art, you could, but this is really powerful in the sense, can you see this in a really huge print in a gallery that handles you know,
I could.
right.
You could say
So
like,
then do
like
something about
adapted
that.
from original image of mine, and then like touched up with AI. You know, like to because if you
Mhm.
just told somebody it's pure AI, they'd be like, oh, okay, but somehow
Right.
you have to kind of finesse it so that like
Base it
like,
on the original photograph that was
Right.
touched
Not,
with
not
AI.
only that, go into your other files and create similar styles of your work that has that power and that kind of feeling. And you have a body of work that you could present to the gallery or publishing or whatever that way. So in this sense, I'm glad we've seen this because it really gets that good point across.